This is a shitty economy. The Trump economy is a really shitty economy. Let's be clear about it. Trump continues to say that the economy is fabulous.
We have the greatest economy we've ever had.
He in capital letters shouting, grocery prices are down. Well, the trouble is you can't tell people what they see every day, and you can't tell them that they are blind, that they are wrong. I mean, they see that grocery prices are going up. They see they're spending more and more for things that they were, just 6 months ago or 9 months ago were not nearly as expensive. And so even without the data, the official government data, and even with Trump shouting, "You're wrong, everything is great, everything's affordable," people understand that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's out of touch, at the very least. I've looked at all of the private. There are private data sources. They're not nearly as good as the Bureau of Labor Statistics or the Commerce Department's Bureau of Economics, but they are good. And those private sources say job growth is almost zero. I mean, the jobs are not being created in this economy. In fact, jobs are being lost in this economy. Number two, inflation is really picking up. I mean, we see inflation about, prices are about 27 or 30% higher than they were at the start of the pandemic, just to take one baseline. And thirdly, we see that wages are not keeping up with prices, which means that most people are getting poorer. And finally, number four, what the data show is that inequality is widening because you've got people at the top, the top 10%, the richest 10% of Americans are doing pretty well because they are the ones that own shares of stock. They own 92% of the stock market, the richest 10%. They're doing well because the stock market is doing so well. But everybody else, the bottom 90% of Americans, are really not doing well. They don't have shares of stock. Their wages are lagging behind. They're nervous. This is even before the shutdown. And the shutdown, of course, made a lot of them even more desperate. And this is probably the biggest. I mean, put Jeffrey Epstein. Everything else is important, but this is what's going to bring Trump down in the midterms.